next guest is the host of the Viall Files podcast, which has amassed over 100 million downloads. How did he do it? And that was just yesterday hitting #1 on the culture charts. You can currently see him competing on Special Forces World's Toughest Test on Fox. Today I mentioned he's also an expecting father and diehard Packers fan who probably has like 1 million Packers onesie ready to go. Let's go.
I have. I've really upped my Packer gear. I've got. This was a birthday present from the fiance. She got a little
love
retro, but like every Sunday, like I'm just buying more Packer gear, which is new for me because I never really had Packer jerseys. I think my parents couldn't afford it, so now I'm like upping mine.
Where are you from in Wisconsin, Nick?
Like outside of Milwaukee, Waukesha.
Well, I know Waukesha, Wisconsin. Yeah, my sister went to Marquette, and she actually lived in Waukesha.
Okay.
She worked for GE for a long time.
Great, yeah.
Oh, I know it very well. My brother-in-law worked at Miller Park when it was Miller Park.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, the whole.
That's amazing.
I'm from Chicago. You lived in Chicago too.
Yeah, on the West Loop.
So is your fiance, who's buying you Green Bay Packers shirts, excellent move. Is she a Packers fan? Have you gotten her to
She's
see
been
that?
acclimated. She's from the South, so she's an SEC fan. She's in Auburn. She's from Auburn, so she likes, War Eagle. So I'll support her War Eagle, and she supports my Packers. Yeah.
You excited to be a dad?
I am super excited. Can't wait. Honestly, it's the biggest thing. It's the only consistent goal I've ever had. Like, different goals in my life have changed, but like wanting to be a dad has always been like constant. So excited to finally be able to say that I'm going to be a dad.
What's more terrifying, like being a dad or like the Fox show that you are on that's like looks insane from everything I see? Oh,
that show is insane. I mean, I'm excited to be a dad.
Yeah.
I mean, all the stuff, like I'm sure there'll be bumps in the road and I'm sure I'll lose sleep, but I'm not scared. I'm excited. But Special Forces was wild. It was literally, it wasn't, people ask like how real is it? I've been on other shows where it's just like, you can tell you're filming a show. This was like a real like simulation where the drill sergeants didn't care. They were just hard on you. It was like 18-hour days of nonstop physical action. And I was hyperthermic for multiple days. It was torture, literal.
And you signed up for it. You knew what you were getting into.
I like seeing what I'm made of. It was a unique opportunity. I'm really glad I did it. It was It was like very difficult, but it was really an incredible experience, and it teaches you a lot about yourself. These are literal Special Forces instructors who literally teach their men how to test their own limits. You get to your breaking point, and then the whole goal is to see how much further you can go. And I think that's a big part of life. And it's with fatherhood, it's going to test me. So
I heard you say
I got to test my limits. Yeah.
What'd you learn?
Well, that's just that you're always capable of more than you think. Honestly, that's the biggest thing. Is you just got to dig deep and find something more.
Which Packer would just win that show or go the furthest? Who's got what?
Probably a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Gary
NFL football players. Actually, Des Bryant was there, and he didn't. He left.
Yeah.
Des is great though.
Like Bakhtiari, is he a guy that's going to make it? I don't know.
It's really a mental
complicated.
Thing. I'm trying to think. I would have said Rasul Douglas, but he got traded.
He's gone. I'm so sorry.
He was great.
R.I.P.
Maybe Aaron Jones.
Jones.
Maybe Aaron Jones.
He'd keep it
he's
positive,
got a good head on
I
his
feel
shoulder.
like.
He's got a good. And that matters. Like not letting yourself get down the dumps. So he's a good leader. So maybe Aaron Jones.
Are you happy he got some touches?
Finally, Jesus.
Last week. Talk to me about this Packers team. What do I need to know? They got the Steelers game, of course. Like I tried to talk. They're not dead yet. They're not.
This season, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. They're not.
Okay.
And as a Packer fan,
I'm not going to argue
it's Super Bowl or bust as a Packer fan, type of thing. And so I think I've been excited for this season. I've enjoyed this season. I guess as a spoiled Packer fan, I'm used to winning. It's been fun to see, fresh faces, fresh names. Yeah, they're struggling right now, but it's about the future. They got some good draft capital. I like some of these young players. I just think as Packer fans, we're just so used to a winning culture. We're not used to them struggling. It's Jordan Love. I've been on the Jordan Love bandwagon. He's obviously faltered a couple games, but how do you evaluate a quarterback when everyone around him doesn't know their assignments, going the wrong way, things like that? And so I think you got to give Jordan Love some props for, keeping his poise, be a leader, He seems to know as much as anyone about that offense, and yet he's still pretty young. So I think Packer fans just need to be a little patient.
It's good advice.
We'll see.
Hard to do.
Let's evaluate this team at the end of the year.
You're talking to a Chicago gal, so like I don't really feel bad for you because you're like, oh, it's just I'm so used to winning. It's been so great, but there is you deal with love. That's a lot of the Viall files.
Yeah.
It's people wanting your advice. You're very pragmatic. You are like what a lot of. I don't know if I can't speak for women. Like nobody wants to hear that sometimes. Where it's like, but that's what you offer. You offer like, well, he left you, so there's the answer. And I'm like, every time I see a clip, I'm like, oh, I feel seeing this hurts. Like I gotta go.
I always say to people, like the advice I give is not coming from like, I know better than you. It's I've made all these mistakes.
Yeah.
I was the person on the other side, not being pragmatic and not thinking logical and lying to myself and thinking about a million excuses of why I wasn't getting my way and things like that. And sometimes you just have to face the hard truth sometimes and stop making a bad situation worse.
You sent me this book, Don't Text Your Ex Happy Birthday. I was like, oh, is this like to me? Like I shouldn't do that because I've definitely been the receiver and sender of those things. So guys, pick up the book. We're going to get into some relationship stuff. You mentioned Jordan Love. You're saying be patient, but it's going to come, they're going to have to either put a ring on it, like you just did, congratulations, or they're going to have to look elsewhere. Do you think that the long-term answer for the Packers is Jordan Love?
I'm going to say yes.
Wow.
I really am. I think, when you have a young player, I think it's more important to evaluate a player. Like it's more about how good do they look when they have some really great plays rather than how bad do they look when they have some bad plays.
Yeah.
Rookie's going to make mistakes. He's not a rookie, but he's still young. It's his first year starter. But every once in a while, he makes a throw where it's like, that's special. He does some things that, certain quarterbacks just can't do and can't replicate. So I'm willing to be patient. He knows the offense. He clearly has to work on his deep ball. His accuracy is not the best. But I think if Josh Allen can improve his accuracy, I think anyone can. Quarterback's obviously a tough position. I think NFL fans are just impatient. I think we have to be a little patient. I think he's going to pull it off.
Should women be just as patient with men who are sort of inconsistent, but they like,
No.
but he brings me flowers, but he's not. Okay, so it's different
relationships
rules.
Never deal with
Different
inconsistency.
rules.
When it comes to
Got
dating,
it.
But at
Consistency's
Packer fans I think we should be a little more patient.
From Mary with Jordan Love to Barry. You and Joe Barry have a bit of a toxic.
Let's fire Joe Barry. Yeah.
Why are we firing Joe Barry? I saw a tweet from you and I was like, scathing from Nick Viall. What do we got?
Here's the thing. You can't invest that much draft capital on one side of the ball and be average. You just can't. And maybe Joe Barry's not the problem, but I know we can do better. He's always been an average DC. He's never ran a top 10 defense. And I just think there are better coaches.
They're top 10 right now.
Top 10
They're
in
literally
what?
10th. They're top 10.
In yards?
They're just overall defense.
Yeah, but there's a
Tell
lot
me in
of
my ear if that's wrong.
There's a lot of stats out there. I think they're last in the NFL for giving up the longest drives or number of plays per drive. Like this, offenses to stay on the field. We have so much draft capital on that one side of the ball. I think we have certain players that aren't developing the way they should be, and I think that goes to coaching. You can't, if you're gonna be a draft and develop team like the Packers are, you have to have top tier coaches. And I just don't think Joe Barry's top tier. I think he's fine. I mean, he's better a coach than I am.
Yeah.
But I think they can do better.
There's as a Chicago gal, just the entitlement out of you, Viall. You have 20 years of one quarterback, 20 years of another. Now you have another, and as a girl, Jay Cutler is literally the best franchise quarterback in my history. Okay, so I'm like, I would die to have Jordan Love. I was Justin Fields. We don't even know if he's playing tonight. He's playing 3 hours at home. It's crazy. And the defensive coordinator, Dom Capers, you got rid of him. Pettin, you got
rid of him. I thought he was great.
You're a fan. Oh, really? But it's like, what? Are we going to just keep firing DCs until we have a number one defense? You always have a pretty good defense.
Not really. We have an average defense at best, and when push comes to shove, as a Packer fan, we know that it's like our defense is not something we can rely on. They're not there to make big plays. When you watch, top tier defenses, there's just a different vibe. They're more physical and things like that. And honestly, stop playing off on 3rd and short.
You tell him. Tell Barry.
But if you
go for it.
You can't why are their cornerbacks playing 15 yards off the ball on 3rd and 3? It's play aggressive, mix it up. I'd rather give up a big play.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be an aggressive attacking defense and try to get turnovers, try to get sacks. I mean, just this whole like let them kill themselves and make a mistake is just, it's a painful way to watch a football game. It's brutal.
Is it painful to watch, like the Aaron Rodgers thing, like you're into relationships, you deal with it a lot of Viall Files, of course, with your book. It's just, you know, your brand. What is your relationship like with Aaron Rodgers right now?
He's definitely like the ex-girlfriend who like, I've just accepted it, it's over. No hard feelings. Like if I ran into her at the bar, I'd be like, hey, how's it going? And ask her about her new relationship.
Yeah.
I appreciate Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. He's given me so many amazing years. He was incredible to watch. I'm super grateful. I think it was time to move on. I don't think the Packers, given the way their roster was, we weren't going to win a Super Bowl with him, you know, if we were to hang on to him. So it was just time to move on. You know, the relationship got a little toxic. I appreciate what we had, but it was over.
But if you see the girl at the bar, but then that's when you say hi, but like if you hear that like, you know, things didn't go really well for her, like she lost her job, are you like, yes, secretly? Or
I'm not rooting for Aaron to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, with the Jets.
Yeah.
You know
so when he went down week 1, did you get,
I was sad.
on your couch? Or?
That was a bummer. I think it was a bummer for the NFL. It was a bummer for Packer fans because we lost a first-round draft pick. You know, but I think Aaron Rodgers, whether you like him or hate him, he's either a great hero or he's a great villain. And he's fun to root for and he's fun to root against. And at the end of the day, he's an entertaining football player and he's great for the NFL. And I hope he gets back healthy and shakes it up. And I'll be looking forward to rooting against him when he gets on the field.
I'm not a Packers fan, but I'm a big Davante Adams fan. And I always still attach him to that. Do you feel as bad for him as I do?
I do.
Or are you like, you took the money, man, go? Because the money was offered from Green Bay.
Yeah, that's a good question. No, I don't feel bad. I love him. I respect him. I feel bad for him in the sense that I'm rooting for his success. I want him to be a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. But he wanted out of Green Bay, and he made a decision for himself. It backfired. I think he would have been better off in Lambeau Field, but like that was his call. He wanted that. So like I don't have that much sympathy for him, but I do wish that the Raiders would figure it out, or I do wish maybe he would get traded. I was weirdly bummed when I found out that he didn't go to the Jets. Like that rumor that they were going to try to get him. I don't know why. Like I shouldn't want that. I shouldn't want him to be reunited with Rodgers. But maybe like the old school fan of me of both of them kind of wants to see it. I don't know.
I think that's a relationship that was ready to do their own thing.
You think so?
I do. Yeah.
You think there's more like tea out there that hasn't been revealed?
I wouldn't say that. I just think like things like I think things were. I think Davante wanted to go where he wanted to go, but I think when I look at him, I was like, I just want him to get a ring.
I would love
he's somebody
Davante to get a ring.
So you're rooting for Davante to get a ring and not Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron has one. Yeah.
Yeah, he has one. A lot of people say he should have had 2.
Well,
or 3, or 4.
I generally blame Aaron Rodgers for that.
Do you have any Packers icks? Icks are, I mean, we're just like everything up in Adams is like a year late to the cool things on Twitter and things.
Yeah,
like icks were, icks used to be like a thing people talked about. Do you have any Packers icks?
Yeah, playing off on 3rd and short. Just soft, like just not aggressive defense.
Soft.
I just
Barry, he called your defense soft. That's the worst thing you can say.
I think their team. You watched teams like the Niners and even Kansas City. You know they're known for their offense, but watch their defense. It's an attacking defense, and I think just as a fan, I think you just want to go down fighting. You don't want to go down hoping the other team makes a mistake.
Right.
You want to go down because you tried your best, and if it didn't work out, fine. And I just think sometimes when this Packer teams needs to be, they need a little bit get a little bit more fight. You know, there's been a couple games where Matt LaFleur's teams, you know, if they get down early, they don't fight back. Now against the Saints, they did. So you know, Jordan Love has been a second half quarterback. I'd love to see, you know, maybe my ick is Jordan Love in the first quarter.
What, the first half?
Yeah, the first
They're
half.
They're averaging like 4.5 points a game, I think.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think what it is you have a lot of rookies, and you have a lot of young players, and I think you have people making mistakes on every play, literally.
Yeah, I feel like it's like they're just, I don't know, they're just not figuring out the defense till late in the game or something.
Yeah, well, against the Rams, it was almost comical. Like, just, the first half, the Packers were trying to lose that game. I mean, Davante Wicks, like, fumbled without even, like, being touched. He just literally handed off the ball to the DB. It's like, but that's what happens when you have a young team.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have lots of Rams fans here? You know, what's your, I was going to say.
Like Rams
Well,
are casual
you're a
fans
real
now.
LA guy now, right? Like you're very
I live
LA,
here.
Nick.
Yeah, I live. LA's home for me, but
Yeah.
LA Ram fans are hard to find.
So what are you naming your baby?
We have a name.
You have a name?
Yeah.
Any?
Can't share.
Is it like Can you give just like a?
I'll tell you when we're done.
Okay. Can you give like a hint? Was
Starts-
it? Was it? Oh, yeah. It starts with a what?
It's starts with an R.
Starts with an R.
Yeah.
That's cute. I bet it's a sweet name. Did you guys argue about it, or you guys both agree pretty easily?
No, and Nanny's kind of like the driving force.
It's a beautiful name.
Yeah, she's the
gorgeous.
creative
I
one.
mean-
She has the taste, and so she just runs things by me, and like I have veto power. But
Oh, okay.
she has incredible taste, so she came up with the idea, and I loved it.
Does she have icks about you?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I would love. Where is she? Is she in the green room? I'd like to bring her out here. No, my producer Eric, who's also from Wisconsin, he wanted me to make a list of icks, and then I was like, icks are stupid, and I actually think icks are icks.
Icks are. I couldn't agree more. There
Nothing's
are
ickier.
assumptions about people. I mean,
It's
it was
mean,
funny
too.
for a
It's petty.
second, you know, with the internet, like, oh, icks, whatever. But like, there's one of my favorite accounts on TikTok it's called Things Men Can't Do.
Okay.
And they basically.
Follow.
It's just basically making fun of icks. So there'll be a woman on TikTok talking about an ick where a guy like, you know, is riding a bike.
Chasing a ping pong
and
ball
hits a
or
bump
something.
and
I'm
like
like, what are we
lifts off his
doing?
seat too much and gets too light. And it's
Yeah.
just like, and this account is like, all right, can't ride a bike. You know, like
Yeah.
now no longer men can ride bikes. They can't ask for like a drink or anything. It's just, I think it was funny, but yeah, now it's just like assumptions about people's personalities and things like that. Everyone has pet peeves.
Dating is crazy right now.
It's not great,
It's
yeah.
not it's not great.
It's just because it's paralysis of choice. The internet and dating apps make everyone feel like they have access to everyone.
I've never been on a dating app.
Yeah.
I think I would sooner move to Antarctica and live in an igloo and hunt and fish and I don't think I could do it.
So you're not pro dating app.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm not pro dating app. I won't even like fill out my like paperwork.
Have you
for
answered a
work.
DM?
Have I answered like a DM? No, not in like a flirty way.
No one's ever slid into your DMs.
Yeah, but
And you never answered.
I get DMs all the time, but I don't answer. Not like, yo, girl, what's up? DMs. No, what?
But no one's
What is that?
no one's like slid in that maybe you thought,
I would never. I know. Mm-mm.
Well,
But I mean, I do
how
business
would one
stuff
procure
online.
a date with Kay Adams?
Oh man, great question. They would
Asking
have to,
for
they would
what
have
I'm
to,
assuming is
they would have
half
to
of your
find.
audience.
They have to find their own way. They have to find like a way to me.
Okay, that's
guess.
vague. Yeah.
I don't know, but that's not a DM.
They have to find you?
No,
that sounds
not
like. Are you asking them to
I'm
stalk?
trying to think like my like I'm in like I don't know like I can't get into this right now. I hate this. This is why I would never come on your podcast. I don't ever talk about me. Do you want to
can
hear some of these?
Yeah.
These ridiculous
Yeah.
ones. Should I go through them? Okay. Always being on a phone or having an Android phone.
Android phone. That's an ick.
I like a boyfriend who
I will-
like, the
I will
phone
judge
doesn't
someone.
exist. Yeah, Android.
And
green
yeah,
text.
that is a legitimate ick being on your phone.
Just- yeah.
And that's what Natalie would say about me.
That you're always on your phone.
I'm
You're
just
also
always-
like
I'm
running
working.
a business.
Yeah, I'm just working a lot, but like sometimes you have to put the phone down and pay attention
Yeah.
to the people you love.
Referring to a football team as we.
No, I love that.
We gotta.
I'm a Packer fan, you know? Like,
Well, it's not gonna work out here. No, I'm kidding. If a guy has like a GNC aisle in his house, like powdered creatine,
Oh, yeah, huge
like
egg, yeah.
pre-workout or anything, they're
No one cares
laughing.
about your gains.
No, I don't want to hear about any like over-workouty stuff. Don't like that. And wanting to talk about money, like the word NFT, or like
Never
I
talk
work for a
about-
hedge fund.
NFTs.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. Crypto. I don't want to know about it.
I don't want to hear about your business plan.
Has a Bitmoji, knows what a Bitmoji is, or anything in that family. Is that a good ick?
I mean, I've had one, a Bitmoji. That was very 2016.
But that's a good. I'm just not. Winking.
Period? Just like
Just
no winking,
any of
completely
that.
off the table?
Do you wink?
I've winked.
Winking is a legit ick. Anybody who like says something clever and then winks, it's like very, very like get in my van. Here's candy. Like shut the door. Like I'm not into that at all. If I have any sign,
I can see what you're saying,
Yeah.
but like
cheesy.
no winking ever at all.
I have obnoxiousness on here too. I don't like performative, like what comedians would call like sweatiness, like over-baked stuff. I don't like that at all. Air travel or flight delay tweets.
I did that the other week.
Like you're like at Delta.
No,
I'm in
like
seat
they-
62.
I said this already on my show. Air Canada hates pregnant women.
Air Canada, if you want to sponsor this show, I did not say it,
Sorry.
Nick did, but I'm willing to hear him out. What happened?
Well, we were in Toronto, and we showed up like 86 minutes before our flight, and there was no line through security, and like they were just like, you can't come on because you didn't check in online 90 minutes before your flight. And they're like, you can show up whenever, but you have to check in online. And they just like wouldn't let us on our flight. That was delayed.
Oh gosh.
And so they made us sit in the airport all
So
day
when you
long.
added them and stuff, did they help you?
No, they got enjoyment out of not helping us. And then when they said we can't go on their flight, they're like, I was talking to the customer service lady, and she's like, yeah, I can't help you. You have to go call them over there.
Oh, Nick,
and then she was like dancing behind the counter.
But we can't do tweets.
I was so mad.
Leaving negative Yelp reviews.
Yeah, I don't do
That's
that.
an ick. I'm not asking you if you do these things. You're about to, like, we're not trying to date you, Nick.
I'm just trying to be transparent.
I'm trying to say.
Sometimes
somebody
you have
who
to
says,
complain about an airline. No one holds them
I get
accountable.
it,
They
I
have
get
a
it.
monopoly.
I don't like it. Says meat sweats. I'm out. If anybody's ever
so
said
you
meat
can't eat. Says meat sweats. So you can have
says, oh, I got anything about meat sweats. If you say it, to me, an ick is like, it's just not attractive.
You can eat meat and sweat. You just can't talk about it.
You can, yes.
Okay,
You can't be
that's
sweaty, meaning performance.
Wait, so you can't sweat?
Like physically sweat, fine, but not be like sweaty, like be like just obnoxious is what I would say. Are those bad icks? You made me feel. See, you guys had me write icks, and now I feel bad and dumb about the icks that I wrote.
No, everyone has pet peeves. That's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
there's things that annoy everyone.
But I mean, I would accept like a loving, wonderful person that did all of these things if he was my person.
There you go. You know. And I don't like that I tweeted about Air Canada, but I was just so mad at them, you know?
God, always goes back to Air Canada. I'm dying. I love that they didn't respond to you at all. That's my favorite. Okay, yesterday, Travis Kelce. No. Travis Kelce was? Travis Kelce was named People Magazine's Sexiest Athlete of 2023.
That tracks.
It tracks, yeah. You think?
Handsome. You don't, I mean, he's handsome. I don't know. He
I
plays
have my
football.
thought. I should have made I should have not wasted my time doing Icks this morning. You made a list
And
of
give us your
people who
top
I think-
5 sexiest.
Yeah, I would never do that. But do you like this glow up for him?
He's always been
Tab
pretty
with-
handsome.
With
Is it-
Travis.
is-
But I mean, Taylor put him on the map, right? There's another thing from 4 months ago.
Yeah, now he's a worldwide celebrity. Now he's more than just a
Do you
football
think it
player.
affects his game because he's reportedly traveling to Argentina? They've
It
got the
seems to
Chiefs
affect his
bye.
game in the best possible way. His stats are like double.
Right, but is this like giving 50 Shades of
Travis,
Tony Romo 2.0?
Travis is a performer, you know, and I think he likes. And I mean that like seriously. Like I think some
Look at these
people.
splits.
I think some people are performers. They step up and they like the audience. You know, Barry Sanders. You know, that's a callback, but he just played because he loved football. He'd
Keep
score
it
a
in the
touchdown.
NFC North,
He'd
Nick.
hand the ball off. It was no big deal. But Travis Kelce's a showman, and I think someone like him having Taylor by his side is good for him because it clearly amps him up. He wants the ball a little bit more. He's
Yeah.
a little bit more motivated. You know, when Taylor breaks his heart, you know, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'd
Is
might
that
be a
how
little
it's going to end
concerned.
with
I don't
those
know.
two? What do you think? Do they have what it takes?
I'm rooting
you deal
for
with
him.
relationships
I honestly
all the
think
time.
this is like the perfect relationship for Taylor.
Great.
You know, I mean, not that I know anything about like her love life,
Yeah.
other than what's in the public,
Other
but
than her entire discography.
yeah, well, I mean, her songs. But I just feel like maybe an athlete who like, you know, Travis, he's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
He's successful in his own arena, and I think Taylor's dated a lot of other entertainers where it was almost like a competition, and I think she almost had to like dim her light around some of these other guys so she wouldn't like emasculate them or make him feel smaller. But with Travis, he's showing her
smooth.
off. He loves her. He's smooth. He's proud to have her as his girlfriend, and I think that goes a long way.
That's sweet. What are we doing next, sir, in the control room? Oh, we're saying goodbye to you. Okay, guys, go pick up the book. Don't text your ex. Happy birthday. Don't do it. This is just, give me like the
That's
why.
a great way to make someone else's day about you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, well, I need to read more of this book. All right, if you want the best advice on love and dating, subscribe to listen to the Viall Files and wherever you get your information on platforms. He does like 6 podcasts a week. This future dad, you're going to have to cut that down to like 4, I think.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, are you a diaper changer? Have you ever changed a diaper, Nick Viall?
I have.
You have? How'd it go?
Fine. It's been a while. It's been like 20 years, but I'll be a active father.
Congrats
I'll participate.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
Congrats on everything.
Thanks so much.
It's amazing. Guys, download it, but get this, and then of course, we can check you out on Fox still, right? We can still stream that show.
Yeah, I
binge
think
it.
there's 3 more episodes of Special Forces. You have to see how I do. But yeah, there's a lot of torture left for all of us.
A lot of torture left. Can't wait to see that. We love that.